Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Trading Capital's daily live stream of the market open. Today is currently December 27th. And jumping into the markets today, we have the overall indices. The SPY is negative, the Russell's positive, the Qs are slightly positive. The big thing is that yields are down huge again today, and the dollar is down huge. A couple things I'm noticing intraday pre-market is that when yields are down and the dollar's down, markets rally. Why is the spiders negative right now? A couple other things I'm noticing is that when dollar's down and yields are down, gold is usually ripping, and it's just basically slightly positive, and then you have its counterparty, silver, actually negative. So maybe silver is showing that there's a little bit of a demand destruction occurring, some weakening in demand. Obviously, silver has a massive industrial component that needs to be always considered when making investments. So if the economy is weakening and slowing down, that would really emphasize why yields are continuing to fall. And gold should be rallying right now pretty hard with yields down and the dollar down yet again. So I'm just watching that closely. And silver should not really be negative. And the S&P shouldn't be negative with this big of a drop in the dollar and yields. You have crypto outperforming. Bitcoin is loving the softer yields and the weaker dollar at the moment. And then semiconductors are actually the bright spot yet again in the market. So we'll see how this thing shapes up. Right now, I'm just watching the S&P 500. It is slightly negative in the pre-market. Basically, yesterday on the S&P 500, it tried to break out and make a new 52-week high, but got rejected inside of this heavy reversal candle. I'm just going to take it slow. I'm still under the weather, and I have to do a few things before my heading to Toronto for my flight later tomorrow. So I will be taking it a little bit easier today trading. So I will be calling out trades, but I also will be looking to not enter as many positions. Still, I'll call out trades if I see any opportunities. But right now we're just going to take it slow. I'm still leaning more favorably for shorts in the market, just because we've had 8 weeks of basically upside. So day trades, obviously shorts are favored because the risk to reward when you're this overbought is certainly in favor of shorts. Now, there are some long opportunities that I am eyeing up. Apple just went negative in the pre-market, and same thing with Microsoft. So you have the two largest companies again in the world negative. I'm actually potentially looking at Coinbase for a short again. We've been playing that ticker quite a lot. It's all the way up to just when I said I'm not going to be taking as many trades, here I am. Market's not even open, and we're just entered 176.46 short coin. So 176.46 is all the way up. And you can see we still have some day trading lines from yesterday. 176. Whoops. So it's a 1/4 position because this one could have some momentum. 176.46. So we're short coin. We are short coin. I'm just going to keep the S&P 500 open. Dollar's trying to bounce here. It's bouncing off of a key Fibonacci extension zone. You're bouncing off the 786, and it is trying to put in a little bit of a 10-minute reversal candle. So we'll see if the dollar can actually form a bottom today and indices form a conclusive top. It's a big ask. You can see a nice big bounce off of that level. All right, so we have 2 minutes till the open, so get ready to rumble here. Seeing crypto having a pretty big candle down. Total crypto market cap is having a big candle down. Let's look at our coin trade As that opens, we may take profits as it flushes. So we're short coin at 176.46. Markets are set to open in 16 seconds. Big push in semis, Tesla, Meta. Coin is starting to see some sellers present. Still have yields down substantially. Microsoft's back to the positive side. Apple's still negative, but it's getting bid up off of the lows here. Watching Mullen, M-U-L-N, for a long. Well, so you have the S&P negative. You have the Q's positive and the Russell slightly positive. This could be a little bit of a reversal day today. Would not be surprised if that happened. Wow, Meta's ripping. Huge surge on Meta. Big dump on Apple. Nice reversal on Apple there. AMD, nice reversal. Walmart's getting a big push up here. Walmart actually looks interesting, like a long trade. Keep Walmart on watch for a long. WMT is the ticker. WMT is still holding it. All indices are green. SPY's just flat. And we just have a 1/4 position short coin. Where I'll add to coin is basically at double top. Seeing semi starting to weaken just a little bit. Communication stocks are doing well. SPY's getting a big push. Tesla's ramping up here. Amazon, big stick up to the upside. Bitcoin's currently tagging resistance at the 3-day moving average. Short-term resistance. Very, very short-term resistance. Apple's still negative. Meta's still outperforming here. Amazon's doing exceptionally well. Yields are still down quite substantially. Quite substantially. Natural gas is performing well, up 3.9%. AMD's back up to the high side. Qs are pushing up, but the Russell's now coming in, so the Russell's about to turn negative. Silver just turned positive. Apple's still negative now. Microsoft's curling in. Meta's still pushing. Amazon's still pushing. Tesla. Here you have the Russell 2000 still falling, but that's a nasty little candle on the Russell. So the Russell could be a short. You see that the Russell's lagging here with the backdrops of lower yields and a lower. Usually the Russell starts to perform well in that environment. All right, so coin's almost at that next add level. Double top, 178.70. 178.70. I will add to coin. We're almost there. All right, I just added to coin there. I just added to coin. Brings my average up to 177.78. Sorry, 77. So it's a 2/4 position. NVIDIA's reversing. Microsoft's back to the negative side. Google's now reversing. So now the market is seeing some sell side pressure, guys. The market is seeing some reversals in some of the mega caps. So let's just see if this surmounts to anything drastic here. But we are seeing some sell side pressure coming into the Qs. It could force things negative. You have the Russell now outperforming. It's trying to push up here. The Russell 2000 is outperforming. But Microsoft had a big reversal. Google as well. Big reversal on Google. Tesla's continuing to rip here. Let's see if AMD holds that 10-minute reversal. Nasty reversal in the semis there. So AMD is still positive but has a big topping tail on the 10-minute chart. And NVIDIA, the same thing. Nasty 10-minute topping tails. Tesla's remaining resilient right now. It's pushing higher. Looking like it wants to break out. The dollar's still trending lower here. So I'm seeing some weakness creeping into like some of the semis, NVIDIA, AMD, AVGO. We just need to be cautious about that because if semis start to weaken, they have a huge weighting in the market. All right, guys, I just added to my coin short at 180. 180. So 180. That's a 3/4 position. My average now sits at 120 entry, 144.20 entry. Short on AMD. Google's still seeing a pretty heavy reversal at the highs. Apple's still negative but trying to go positive. Tesla's still one of the stronger mega caps in the market. So you have the Russell still outperforming, holding up very, very well here. You have, in terms of sectors, the Dow just went negative. Dow Jones Transports. You have materials slightly green. Financials are negative. Technology is negative. Utilities and healthcare is negative. So there's some pretty important sectors negative at the moment. Let's see if it adds up to anything. Our next add level on coin is going to be 182, above 182. Okay. Markets are acting resilient though. Dollar new low. Dollar just made a new low. All right, guys, I'm going to take a short on the GLD here at 191.79. 191.79, short the GLD. One of the reasons I'm doing this is I'm seeing the dollar so oversold and gold is barely rallying despite yields and the dollar weak. So if we get a little intraday bounce, it should force gold down, but it's a starter position. I'll add at the double top again. Coin's almost at that 182 level. Still seeing the dollar fall here. Apple's still negative. Google's negative now. So Google just rolled over. And Microsoft's negative. So you have 3 mega caps now negative on the session. All right, I just added to coin at 182.08. 182.08. Brings my average up to 180.84. All right, so Qs are now starting a little bit. Let's take a look at our AMD. Here you have the crypto stocks making new highs. Bitcoin still hasn't made new highs. So here we have AMD rolling over, so that trade is working out well. Coinbase is going slightly against us here. Gold, we're down by 8 cents. AMD's looking optimistic. Google's still selling. Apple's trying to bounce. Qs are still trying to hold that gap. Dollar's still at the lows, has not bounced yet. You have crypto total market cap still up by 1.76% today. Now you're seeing mega caps, Microsoft continuing to sell, Apple continuing, NVDA. NVIDIA looks like it wants to go to the negative side here. Let's see if it holds up. So Microsoft again, Apple negative, NVIDIA just holding slightly on a positive gains. Bitcoin's up 1.27%, coins up 7%, making new highs, new 52-week highs despite Bitcoin not doing so. Natural gas up 4.12%, Google's negative, Meta's positive, Amazon's slightly positive. Some pressure in the marijuana stocks, some pressure in energy, oil. Tesla's still holding up. You have the 10-year yield down 1.41%. Silver slightly positive, gold slightly positive, I guess yet. Bitcoin. So we're back at 43,000. We are back at 43,000. So you can see what resistance we're tapping. That pink moving average is the 3-day moving average. We're getting rejected at that moving average right now. So I'm watching it closely. So that 3-day moving average is just sitting after that 43,000. Dollar still at the lows, Tesla at the highs, Apple still seeing some pressure, Microsoft still seeing some pressure, Google still seeing some pressure. Now Amazon seeing a pretty big sell-off from the highs. We'll see if it can gather any momentum. Let's look at our AMD. That one we're holding. We're up about 40 cents. Still holding on coin. That one we're out of the money a little bit. I do have one more add entry, but it's above 185. Okay, so coin above 1 for technology. Look at this CGC. Dollar's still not catching a bid. It's at the lows of the session. Let's see if AMD can close this gap. I do think new low of day on AMD. That one is continuing to fall. It's good to see. All right, AMD is going for gap fill, guys. AMD is going for gap fill, so I'm actually just going to move a stop loss in place. I want to protect this trade. So I'm moving it down to 144.01. And basically I'm looking at a cover right in this gap fill. If it pushes up there, or sorry, if it falls down to there, I'll look to cover it. Making new highs. This Dixie's just selling like no one wants. It's going to be a wash. All right, guys, I'm going along the UUP. It's tagging $27 right now, UUP. I'm long at $27. Starter position. It's a long the dollar index. Not expecting a big move, but we're going here. I'll actually pull it up here momentarily. Indices are still pushing. So this is the UUP chart. We're long started position at $27. So I'm anticipating a little bit of a bounce. Again, this one probably won't move much. It's going to move maybe 5, 10 cents, 15 cents. So it's and it's going to be a little bit delayed from the actual live DXY chart. Just slightly delayed. Apple's still selling, Microsoft's curling down. You have BTC finding some sell side pressure at the moment. Tesla's still strong, testing new lows. Microsoft's testing new lows. They are selling. So again, two big mega caps selling in this market. We should be cautious here. Apple's. All right, Q's just made a new high. GLD, we're back in the money on our GLD now. Forgive me, the stream is a little bit laggy today on TradingView's end. Dollar's making new lows here, guys. NVIDIA is falling now. So NVIDIA looks like it wants to go to the negative. It should have Apple negative, NVIDIA negative, Microsoft negative, and Google negative. But you have the indices still positive. Dollar negative by a drastic margin. Russell 2000 making new highs here. Again, Apple's still selling here. I do have a potential long trade on Apple. You can see the Q's still acting resilient, trying to push up here. Dollar still making new lows on the dollar.